In this video, I will be covering the final issue of Godzilla Here There Be Aliens. The last issue had the heroic monsters lose against the combined might of the alien monsters, and things were looking grim for the Earth. But soon they launch a counterattack with the good Hedorah, along with the rebuilt Jet Jaguar, as they work together to free Godzilla, while our main human guy is given a job to assassinate his boss, who is the Zillion commander in disguise. As Godzilla, Hedorah, and Jet Jaguar march onwards towards Monster Island, where the other hero monsters are being held captive, as well as the alien monsters awaiting their arrival. We start the issue with Bob being apprehensive about assassinating his boss, even if he is an evil alien, when his wife takes him downstairs and opens the door, revealing that she just invited said alien boss to their home. Meanwhile, Gigan, Space Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, who somehow got there before— what am I saying? It's Mechagodzilla. He can fly. Of course he got there before the heroes. And Megalon await the heroic monster's arrival for the final showdown. Soon the two forces clash, with Hedorah squaring off against Megalon. Space Godzilla's doing something in the background. Seriously, Space Godzilla, what are you doing? The three are right next to you. Just look to your right. The UFOs are not your enemy, they're your allies. And what the heck is Mechagodzilla doing? This should be a stop for the alien monsters. It's 4 against 3 with the UFOs as backup, and then also as Jet Jaguar tries to free the captive monsters, Mecha-King Ghidorah shows up. As if things weren't dire enough, back to Bob's house, and it turns out his wife is also a Zillion in disguise. Well, this just took a weird turn. Back to the monster battle, we see Godzilla and Jet Jaguar doing battle with Mecha-King Ghidorah, but this single panel here is all we get of it, as soon Mecha-King Ghidorah gets engaged by Franken Ghidorah, which is actually the same King Ghidorah from Here There Be Monsters. With this distraction, Godzilla frees the other heroic monsters, and it becomes an all-out monster brawl, with the alien monsters now outnumbered 2-1. Let's be honest here, those UFOs are not doing that much in the battle. I remember one person pointing out in the comments section on Wikizilla that Titanosaurus actually isn't present, so was he actually killed in the previous issues? Possibly. Why else wouldn't he be here, unless the artist simply forgot to include him? Which would really suck. It's like, how do you remember Ibira and Kumonga over Titanosaurus? Man, monster doesn't get any love. Didn't even get any attention at the Godzilla Fest that was supposed to be the 50th anniversary of Terror of Mechagodzilla. Back to the interesting 50s drama of, oh god, I accidentally married an alien as my wife. Said wife actually turns out to be genuine with her feelings for Bob, and actually kills the Zillion commander, and then drops the bombshell that their son is also a Zillion. Well, okay, this just got even stranger, and raises so many questions. And Bob is gonna have one heck of a midlife crisis when this is all over. The two Ghidorahs continue to wage attacks in the sky, as the Simians order all of their ships to fire at the colliding beams, which results in an explosion which I guess takes out the entire island. Oh wait, there are Simian UFOs in the battle as well? I guess that explains what Space Godzilla might have been looking at earlier. Speaking of which, where is Space Godzilla anyway? He's on the cover of the issue. He's not really fighting Godzilla at all. He's not really fighting anyone. And then we get a time skip to after everything is over, where Bob is sitting down with the president as the two talk about everything that's happened. The president revealing that he is actually a member of the Sons of Giants Society, and that they simply covered up their existence further by saying that they were all wiped out, who believe that the monsters are still around, and that if they're needed again, they will come back. Hail Godzilla. Okay, so yeah, the climax of this series was a little rushed. I'm not even sure what happened to all the other monsters. The president seems convinced that at least Godzilla is still around, but what does that say about all the other monsters? You know, since, you know, a good third of them were hostile. Are either of the two Ghidorahs still alive? Is Hedorah, my boy, still alive? Is Jet Jaguar still alive? What about Space Godzilla and Gigan? And what the heck happened to Titanosaurus? Yeah, despite Space Godzilla being on the front cover, he doesn't really do anything in this issue. Doesn't even really fight Godzilla or any one monster specifically either. It's kind of crazy to think that Mecha-King Ghidorah ended up being the ultimate danger of this series. And we literally only get one panel of Godzilla and Jet Jaguar having a rematch against Mecha-King Ghidorah, and I guess their power together wasn't enough, as Franken Ghidorah had to step in. But yeah, this ending just has way too many questions left in the air, mainly concerning the fates of the other monsters. Are all of them still alive, or did all the alien monsters conveniently die? We don't know. And because of this very poor matchup, I can't really do much more with the power scaling of the monsters from weakest to strongest. Maybe I can get a better picture by reading the previous two series, but yeah, not really much to go on. I guess just for now, Mecha-King Ghidorah and Franken Ghidorah are tied for the strongest. Maybe if we ever get a sequel series, we'll know what happened to them, but for now, it's not really giving us much to work with. As I mentioned before, I don't really like how rushed this final issue's fight was, but maybe it's the same thing for the other two stories. I feel like they could have used one more issue just to take their time with the final battle. At the very least, Godzilla should have gotten a proper fight with Space Godzilla. They were hyping it up with the issue so much. He doesn't really fight any one specific monster for more than a moment like with Mecha-King Ghidorah. But I'm rambling, so at this point, I'm gonna end this all. Like I said before, maybe someday I'll review the previous two stories, and maybe we can piece together this overall trilogy. Maybe one day they'll get a sequel as well. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this video and this series overall. I hope you'll tune in for the next comic review. Take care.